Monday. All right, Amazon. Flash briefing.
Jamie, here's the latest from your flash briefing. In NPR News. Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Windsor Johnston. The White House has released a statement expressing concern over the firing of Israel's defense minister following his request to freeze proposed judicial reforms. As NPR's Marie Andrusovich reports, the government's controversial plan has sparked public outcry.
The statement from National Security Council spokesperson Adrian Watson said the latest developments in Israel underscore the urgent need for compromise, adding that President Biden and Prime Minister Netanyahu recently discussed that democratic values must always remain a hallmark of the U.S.-Israel relationship. The statement also says changes to a democratic system should have the broadest possible base of support.
Quit giving Israel all of our money.
Andrusovich reporting. In Jerusalem,
That's my
protesters
thoughts.
are back on the streets today.
It's not the original Israelites anyway.
Prime Minister Benjamin
They were run
Netanyahu
off.
to freeze plans to overhaul the country's judicial system. Netanyahu is also facing pressure from his parliamentary government not to back down. Tens of thousands of workers across Germany's transportation system are on strike today. NPR's Rob Schmitz reports the work stoppage is paralyzing Europe's largest economy.
Nearly all train and plane travel throughout Germany is canceled as workers for Deutsche Bahn, Germany's national railway, stage a one-day strike to demand higher wages. Some of Europe's biggest transportation hubs, like the airports of Frankfurt and Munich, as well as all railway stations, are impacted. Airlines have canceled flights to nearly 400,000 passengers. Unions representing the workers are asking for wage increases between 10 and 12%, but employers are offering just 5%. Workers say their wages have not kept up with high inflation that has plagued Europe since Russia's war in Ukraine. Rob Schmitz, NPR News, Berlin.
Stocks on Wall Street opened higher this morning after the FDIC announced the sale of many of the assets of the failed Silicon Valley Bank. NPR's Scott Horsley reports the Dow Jones Industrial Average rose about 230 points in early trading.
North Carolina-based First Citizens Bank and Trust is buying all the loans and deposits of Silicon Valley Bank, which was taken over by the government earlier this month after a massive bank run. Silicon Valley's 17 bank branches are reopening today as First Citizens branches. Bank deposits will transfer automatically. The FDIC estimates the hit to its deposit insurance fund from the bank failure will be about $20 billion. The government also agreed to pay a portion of any losses that First Citizens suffers on Silicon Valley Bank loans. Two congressional committees are holding hearings later this week on how Silicon Valley Bank failed and how to prevent similar meltdowns in the future. Scott Workley, NPR News, Washington.
On Wall Street, the Dow was up 217 points. This is NPR News.
We know exactly how it fell.
The Ukrainian government is calling for an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council. The request comes just days after Russia revealed plans to station tactical nuclear weapons in neighboring Belarus. In a television interview that aired on Saturday, Russian President Vladimir Putin said the move is in response to Western nations' increasing military support for Ukraine. The founder of Taiwan's popular soup dumpling chain, Din Tai Fung, has died at the age of 96. NPR's Emily Fang reports that's according to the company, which is now one of Taiwan's best-known brands.
Yang Dingyi was born in China's Shanxi province in 1927. He was 20 years old when he moved to Taiwan, part of a massive exodus of up to 2 million Chinese refugees who fled the mainland towards the end of a civil war in China. At first, he made a living selling cooking oil, then began devoting half his shop he ran with his wife to selling steamed soup buns. Those buns sold so well, they decided to switch to food full-time, parlaying their buns' famously thin skin and juicy stuffing into a global chain of restaurants. Its Hong Kong branch was awarded a 1 Michelin star rating 5 times. Yang frequently appeared on television to teach people how to eat Din Tai Fung's piping hot steamed buns. Bite first into the skin, drink the hot broth inside without scalding yourself, and eat the bun. Emily Fang, NPR News, Taipei.
Stocks continue to trade higher on Wall Street this morning. The Dow up 213 points. Nasdaq Composite also trading higher, up 58. The S&P up 23 points. This is NPR News.
News is a public service. That's why NPR never puts a paywall in front of our journalism.
Commercials
NPR.org,
are
our
a
free
public
website,
paying.
promises to stay
Amazon.
to the
Skip.
In NASA news,
We're getting NASA.
media are invited to visit NASA's simulated Mars habitat on Tuesday, April 11th at the agency's Johnson Space
Simulated
Center in
habitat.
Houston. This summer, 4 volunteers will begin a year-long Mars mission in the ground-based habitat, helping NASA prepare for human exploration of Mars for the benefit of humanity. The uncrewed Roscosmos Soyuz MS-22 spacecraft will undock from the International Space Station on Tuesday, March 28th. NASA has selected ASRC Federal Facilities Logistics, LLC, of Beltsville, Maryland for the repairs, operations, maintenance, and engineering (ROME) contract. As NASA and industry partners develop new human landing systems to transport astronauts from lunar orbit to the moon's surface and back as part of Artemis, the agency is asking university students to investigate solutions to one particularly dusty aspect of landing spacecraft on the lunar surface. NASA has announced the recipients of its annual established program to stimulate competitive research, EPSCoR, grants, providing a total of more than $10.8 million across 15 institutions over 3 years to support scientific and technical research. In weather. Currently, in Seattle it's 35 degrees Fahrenheit with partly sunny skies.
Only 30
You can
when I'm
expect
there.
more of the same today, with a high of 56 degrees and a low of 41 degrees. From NASA, media are invited to visit NASA's simulated
Amazon.
Mars habitat.
Off. Amazon. Tell us a joke.
What do you call a boomerang that doesn't come back? A bummerang.
Bummer. Have a great work week. Peace.